Here we go. All right. And I'm going to unmute you, Jen. Okay. Here we go. I'm so excited to have you on. We are in for such a treat today, you guys. And I know I say that every time we have a Jewel on, but this time I really, really mean it. So excited to have my good friend, Emerald Ambassador Jennifer Pickett on. She's going to pour into us, help us get our green on for all of us green wannabes. She's going to educate us a little bit on the new Slim. We've tried to set this Zoom up a couple times over the last few months, and I told the Jules the other day, I'm like, it was God's timing that it like is coming after the reveal, because I love to just pick your brain on your take on it and all the excitement, and just kind of ask you a couple questions that pick your brain on some of the questions that I still get all the time, that I know new people get all the time. Just things, get your perspective on it. We can find her trainings on YouTube. I know most of you have seen them. I've posted ones that aren't listed on YouTube on the team pages on kind of her training on all the individual products. So I thought we'd do something a little bit different today and kind of pick her brain a little bit. So Jen and I are both Celeste level 1s. I think we started around the same time in 2013. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know you're going to talk about that, but she's a true just sideline sister of mine. And she is a dietitian by profession. She has her master's degree in human nutrition. So she knows her stuff. But guys, I can listen to her talk Plexus all day long, because she has the background, the knowledge, the experience, and she has a way with words, in a way to kind of build that momentum. When you hear it, you just want to go out and tell the world. She speaks to us in those layman's terms for us green wannabes. And my greens on here, by the way, this is like the holy grail of Zooms for them. So no pressure. But her accent is just the cherry on top when she talks. And I know if you're like me, you've seen, I think pretty much every Jewel in Plexus has told you that you've helped build all of our businesses. I've sent your videos to a ton of my potentials, and you just have a way. So let's get this party started. Get your paper, pens, notebooks ready. I'm dating myself. Get your laptops ready. Get ready to take some notes and good stuff. Jen, do you just want to start out with just talking about your story, your background, and how you got started?
Yeah, thank you so much. I mean, oh my word, no pressure. I mean, Lord have mercy. Okay, so I love talking about this. I love talking about Plexus. So let me tell you the difference, because we started probably around the same time. Here's my mistake. I started taking the products, saw health results, sat on the products for 6 months. You want to talk about who's stupid? Oh my word, y'all, that was so dumb. So before I get started, before I tell you my story, please don't be like me. If you're skeptical, that's okay. I'm proud of you for being skeptical. We should be skeptical anytime we're putting something in our mouth. But guys, like, the reality is that the science stands up, and these products are amazing. This company is literally about to explode. So it's up to you. Do not be foolish like me. So I do have a lot of experience in healthcare. I think like 19 years now. And it's funny because we say the word healthcare. That's what everybody calls it. Let's be honest. It is not healthcare. It is the furthest thing from healthcare. It is disease care. So I think a misconception is that, oh, Jennifer must know a lot about nutrition. I know a little bit. You know what I know more about? I know about disease, because a bulk of my training was focused on disease, how to help people with disease. I have an idea. What about we shift our focus and talk about prevention? So guys, I want to encourage you, and I want to empower you. Most of us are women on this call. There might be a few guys, but most of us are women. We have got to embrace our own health. We have got to move forward, because we have people that depend on us. We cannot take care of our people unless we take care of us first. So the reason why I started these products in the first place is because I was feeling crummy and run down and overwhelmed. I had just lost my sweet mama. It threw me for a complete loop. And so I did what a lot of people do, is I was trying to power through the grief and put on a really good face, like, I've got this. And I didn't have this, okay? I was feeling crummy. And of course, I hadn't been taking good care of myself. And then there was something else inside of me. It was just that overwhelming, gnawing sense of fear because it's hitting me like a ton of books, all of the family medical history that is literally like cards stacked against me. So it was just kind of that realization of, Jennifer, you know what to do.
Hold on. Okay, unmute Jen, and then we'll be good again. Okay, sorry.
Okay, is that better?
That's better.
All right, broke the computer with my accent. See, you jinxed me, Jennifer. So I was just so worried. So it was kind of that realization of, okay, Jennifer, you got to pull it together and you need to take better care of yourself because you've got to be here for your kids. And you need to manage this grief, do something about it. And honestly, I just wanted to feel better. I just wanted to feel better. So I saw Celeste, my friend from church, posting about it on Facebook. My first gut reaction was, shame on her. She should be ashamed of herself. I cannot believe she is recommending these supplements. I'm sure it's full of junk like everything else. My second thought was even worse. It was even snobbier. It was, who does she think she is? I'm the health expert. She's not. What is she doing? But then there was something there too, because I knew Celeste and I did trust her. I mean, I knew her from church. She had never done anything like this before. She's talking about this energy and great sleep. And I was like, okay, I'm really skeptical, but dang it, I'll try it. I'll try just about anything at this point. And I won't tell anybody I'm trying it because you can't tell anybody a dietitian's trying these junky supplements, right? But I was so surprised at the difference that it made in my health. Now, remember, I had kind of gotten back on the bandwagon with exercising and eating right. Didn't have any health conditions or diagnoses, but I still struggled with afternoon crashes, feeling tired during the day, not having enough energy, could not sleep at night unless I took medications, severe bathroom issues, as in lack of bathroom issues. Does that make sense? Like not going enough. Remember, you need to be going once a day. Taking in some stuff that I knew better, Diet Cokes and stuff. I mean, I live in Melissa, Texas. Y'all, we have Sonic. I mean, that enough said, right? So I started these products, and then I also got sick frequently. I had horrible allergies, and that would develop into a sinus infection, and this had just become a way of life for me. So I decided to try the products, and guess what? Over time, all of those things resolved. Started sleeping at night, was able to wean myself off of sleep meds, loved the nice sustained energy, no afternoon crashes where I felt like I was going to crash out on the couch, avoiding those headaches that typically went with the crash, a huge craving for water, which was impressive to me. I think my body was just dehydrated. Noticed a lot of hair and nail growth as I started X Factor multivitamin. I was like, whoop, whoop, this is kind of big. Tremendous immune function improvement. I was so impressed. I was like, wait a minute, I'm not struggling with this anymore. So just saw a big difference in my health. But guys, I still sat on it. And that was a mistake just because I was so skeptical. And then I entered into that phase of, okay, this is probably a placebo effect. I just think I'm feeling better. And I think everybody else just thinks they're feeling better. Of course, my husband, who was skeptical too, agreed with me. And I can't tell you how many times I've eaten those words now. Because let me tell you something. Don't report me to the company. But I've eaten those words because we're seeing improvement in blood work. You cannot have a placebo effect on blood work. It cannot be done. Guys, these products work. They work because it's addressing the root of the problem. So I just want to tell you that you represent the most amazing line of supplements that change lives. But what you do with this is up to you, okay? We have got to stop sitting back and waiting. We have got to, for the love, get over what other people think. Y'all, that was like my biggest like stumbling block. That was my biggest obstacle is, oh my goodness, what's everybody going to think? I would be a diamond right now if I had actually gotten my tail in gear and gotten over that sooner. Because let me tell you, someone's opinions never paid my family's bills, okay? So I will say this has been my dream job. I don't say that nicely. I am preaching. I will get after it. I love to preach. Sorry.
Amen.
I cannot believe how rewarding this is. Now, we have a lot of fun as Jules. You know, we've got the car, we've got the trips, and it is so much fun. But guys, nothing is more rewarding than that phone call that you're going to get where someone says, thank you for changing my life. You would not believe how much better I feel. I really like the phone calls that say, listen to what my doctor said. He is shocked. And like, I just love hearing those conversations. In fact, a girl messaged me. Well, she called me last week and she said, you should have heard my gastroenterologist. He was like, what do you mean you're just taking a probiotic? And she was like, I'm just taking a probiotic and these other 2 supplements as well. And he's like, well, what about the stuff I put you on? And she said, it wasn't working, so I stopped. And this is what's working. And so it's just funny. I love to hear that kind of stuff. I want to, part of my purpose today is I want to get you guys excited about the new Slim. When I say that, y'all, I am literally having to I've been so excited, and plus I feel so freaking phenomenal on this new product. Like, I'm having to calm myself down before I train or teach on this or talk to somebody, because there's so much I want to say and I'm so excited that I'm literally having to go, okay, Jennifer, take a deep breath, calm down. Nobody's going to be able to understand you when you're talking 90 to nothing. So
can I say, I was catty corner behind you at the reveal, and I was watching your face. Like, Cindy Latham came out and she's like, starts talking details, and microbiome comes out, and your face was priceless. I thought we were going to jump out of our chair. But anyway, I was like, okay, it's a good thing I was watching you. But yeah.
It's so funny because I'm actually, that color personality test, I'm actually more red blue. That's at the very top. Green is actually at the very bottom. But y'all, this stuff brings out the green in me. So my green is shining bright. I love it. So yes, I was flipping out. And of course, then I'm take it all in mode. And one of my ambassadors next to me, I was like, you take pictures, I'll take notes. And I'm it was beast mode, trying to take notes and just absorb it all. So since then, I've been able to decipher this and break it down. Let me just tell you, when we're onto something big, we're onto something big. We have no idea. So Cindy Latham says that as of right now, 17,000 papers have been written on gut health. We're at the brink of this. We are literally at the scientific breakthrough. Do me a favor, just look, when you're in the grocery store, in Walmart, in the bookstore, look around and look at just the covers of the magazines and stuff. You're going to see something about gut health. I guarantee it. Guys, we're at the breakthrough of that because we're learning so much more. We knew we were getting an indication of this years ago, and it's being built upon. We're learning more and more and more. So why is gut health so important? This concept of microbiome. So I want to give you a definition of terms today too. As you hear the word microbiome, all that means, that's kind of a fancy word for this balance of good stuff and bad stuff, good bacteria, bad bacteria in your gastrointestinal system. Many physicians are saying that your gut has a brain. Some doctors are even going out on a limb saying the brain in your gut could be even more important than the brain in your head. How about that? Guys, this is not something that you can ignore. I agree. This is money. Yes, this is money. This is helping people and it's helping our families financially, right? It's huge because we're at the scientific breakthrough and our product is completely set apart. It's unique and different. So as we look at the new Slim, do not dare think that the old Slim was not working. That's not why they did this. With the former Slim, the original Slim, that's the best term, sorry. The former Slim, like the former New Kids on the Block, I don't know. With the former Slim, it was giving us tremendous blood sugar balance and reducing inflammation and giving us that energy, helping us sleep better, mental clarity, discomfort relief. The list goes on of the benefits from the original Slim. We took something good and made it even better. So what they did is they added a prebiotic. That prebiotic is called XOS for short. Y'all, I'm going to tear it up when I try to pronounce it. It's like Zulu oligosaccharide. I mean, I'm pretty confident that's not, you combine the pronunciation, which is incorrect, and the accent. Don't quote me on that. We'll call it XOS for short. Very powerful prebiotic. So you might be wondering, okay, you had me at prebiotic. I don't even know what that means. A prebiotic is simply a feeding bacteria. It is like a fertilizer for your gut, right? So there are some cheapo prebiotics out there that are commonly used in supplements. The cheapo, nasty ones feed both the good and the bad. No thanks. I don't want to put Miracle Grow on my weeds, right? So this prebiotic is very selective. It is feeding good, healthy bacteria. How do we know? It's science. We had the scientific studies to back it up. This was not a little quick concoction in the lab and they're like, we'll see if this works and we'll just take a guess. No, y'all, such solid science backs it up. It's not even funny. So where the science comes from, it was actually done in Europe. There's something called the human gut simulator. This mimics the human gastrointestinal system. Over 100 different scientific papers have just been written on how they did this particular form of study. It's an in vitro study, meaning it happened in the lab in test tubes. And they looked to see what Slim would do, how it would respond in a system that is just like the human gastrointestinal system. So here's what they found. They found that when Slim was utilized, it increased this XOS probiotic. In addition to the amazing polyphenols in Slim, it increased lactobacillus by 365 times. It increased bifidobacterium by 290 times. So these are pretty, do you want me to show some slides?
Sure.
Jen? Okay, let me do that real quick. Hang on. This is how I learn. So I'm going to show y'all some slides on these real quick because I want you to really get this. And I think it'll help you learn. So this is the difference in prebiotics and probiotics. Remember, probiotics are live organisms. It's live bacteria that are good for your health, especially your digestive system. The prebiotics are just non-digestible fibers that help your bacteria grow and flourish. So there's the human gut simulator. That's the slide that they showed at the big reveal. So it is a highly advanced and scientifically advanced or scientifically validated in vitro study. So very important. So here's what lactobacillus 365 times, bifidobacterium 290 times. So I know what you're wondering. Okay, I don't even know what lactobacillus is. I mean, I might can say that, but I don't know what it is. It's a healthy bacteria. So I think this is kind of more of a popular healthy bacteria. Like some people recognize the name. So we're going to call lactobacillus. He's kind of like the Danny Zuko in Greece, right? He's kind of like the cool guy, popular, everybody, if they know probiotics, they know lactobacillus. So know that lactobacillus is increased by 365 times. This is found naturally in the intestines, the mouth, the female genitals. It helps keep a good, healthy bacterial balance. We know it also produces vitamin K and lactase. So what about bifidobacterium? So this is kind of the opposite side of the spectrum, almost, in my mind, and I'm giving them personalities. That's just me. I have no science to back that up. I'm just giving them personalities, because bifidobacterium is more like the shy probiotic superstar. Bifidobacterium is a lactic acid producing bacteria. It produces vitamins. It produces bacteriocins, which are antibacterial chemicals, and antibiotic-like substances. So obviously, because of that, just know that bifidobacterium, this little shy probiotic superstar, is really helping with your immune function, really helping with your digestive health. In addition, it also produces acetic acid. Acetic acid is a short-chain fatty acid, and it is highly effective at reducing the growth of yeast and mold. I love this because bifidobacterium, not only is he good at what he does, he encourages others. So you know how us Plexus ambassadors, we're encouragers, right? Bifidobacterium is an encourager, and he helps other microbes that live in the intestines to perform their helpful duties that they wouldn't otherwise do. So bifidobacterium is like encouraging on the other healthy bacteria. So again, that personality was assigned by me. That's not based on science, but it makes sense to me. The other healthy bacteria that you're hearing a lot about is Akkermansia. Akkermansia is increased 250 times. So what about Akkermansia? Like, what is that? Remember, this is what's increased, okay? Akkermansia is not in the slim itself. This is a healthy bacteria that resides in the gut. But what they've noticed is when they studied both humans and mice, the humans and the mice that were overweight, that were obese, had very, very low levels of this healthy bacteria. And that was like a red flag, because we know this bacteria will influence if your body will decrease or increase belly fat. This probiotic bacteria and weight control go hand in hand. So we know that Akkermansia has been associated with a disturbed metabolism. Well, you don't want a disturbed metabolism, right? Because a disturbed metabolism is associated with obesity, inflammation, and type 2 diabetes. By the way, let me give you a statistic real quick, because we were talking money earlier. They are saying by the year 2050, the middle of this century, 2050, half of the population will have diabetes. Half. Let me tell you, after working in the hospital, that's not one you want, okay? So there's even more about Akkermansia. Again, Akkermansia, like bifidobacterium, is an encourager. I love how they all work together, kind of like us Plexus ambassadors, like one bacteria, one Plexus. Oh, that's a good one, Jen. Write that down. I'm going to coin that one. One bacteria, one Plexus. Sorry, I cracked myself up.
Yeah, notes.
You see, y'all, there's something about this slim. Like, it takes it to a whole nother level. I mean, I'm so dang happy and have so much energy, and I just think I'm even funnier than I really am. But Akkermansia, this healthy bacteria actually talks to other bacteria in the body. So that ability to talk to other bacteria in the body promotes many other body processes. The bottom line is that this healthy bacteria is going to increase your metabolism. This is solidified by the research that is out there. There is research from a university in Belgium that concluded that Akkermansia has the amazing ability to promote weight loss in humans. So, I mean, you had me at weight loss, right? Is anybody else seeing the scale go down?
5 pounds. Yeah.
I don't even know how much, because I started taking it, and then I really do try to stay off the scale, because I try to practice what I preach, and it messes with my mind. But I mean, every time I get on, like, it's moving. So I should have jumped on like on Saturday or Sunday, and I didn't. But I don't know. Every time I've jumped on since, it's going down, down, down. So
we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it. So I'm not done. You're like, I'm not done talking about the benefits. I know y'all are like, well, that's plenty. Like, that's enough. Oh, I'm not done. So let's talk about more benefits of this prebiotic that was added, XOS. It also increases production of short-chain fatty acids, butyrate and propionate. So butyrate regulates energy metabolism. Propionate plays a very important role in appetite regulation. So guys, that is huge. Let me tell you, butyrate is increased by 58%. Butyrate really helps to heal up the gut. It helps to seal up the gut. So if you've heard anything about leaky gut, this is helping to seal up that gut. We want a sealed up gut, right? We don't want things coming and going because it increases inflammation. When you look up butyrate, this is where I'm sitting on my back porch talking to myself because the cat was not paying attention to me. She was taking a nap, and I kept out loud going, oh my word, this is huge, like flipping out, and nobody's around me. So I'm looking like a crazy person. But when I say I'm flipping out, 58%. So what about this butyrate? Okay, here's just a little bit of the research we're seeing. It's showing activity and benefits in blood sugar regulation, insulin sensitivity, weight loss, inflammation reduction, increasing gene activity, preventing toxins from crossing the gut barrier, reducing appetite, treating depression, beneficial for brain and nerve cells, and having anti-cancer properties. Hello, give me some butyrate. I mean, it is given some good benefits. And our Slim is increasing it by 58%. You think there might be more than one benefit listed here? You better believe it. Okay, propionate. So who has noticed that you don't have as much of an appetite on the new Slim? Love. Okay, so still eat. You're going to get that friendly advice. You still have to eat healthy foods, of course, but don't be skipping meals, even though you're not going to have a tremendous appetite. But this is a short-chain fatty acid that plays a really important role in appetite regulation. So there's a reason we don't have a tremendous appetite. And Slim is increasing propionate by 29%. And so not only is it helping with appetite, but it is also playing a key role with helping you lose weight. There's studies that typically show that. So tremendous benefits in the new Slim. I'm over the top excited. I'm going to remind you because I just threw a little bit of science your way. So if you're green, you're jumping up and down, and you love me. And then if you're not green, you're like, oh my God, I can't talk about all that. You don't have to. Y'all, I'm going to remind you that, thank you, Jennifer, I love you. So I'm going to remind you, most people don't care about the science. Trust me, because even after I, agonized for 6 months and then I finally got started, then my approach was, I'm so impressed with the science. Let me tell everybody about the science. So most people were like, that was their look, by the way. And then they just kind of slowly backed away. Mm-hmm. Nobody cares about the science. Here's the two things people are wondering. Number one, will it work for me? You won't know until you try. There's no way of estimating. We got good research, but you're not going to know until you try. Number two, what makes it unique and different? Why can't I get this from Walmart, Target, GNC? Okay. So I want you to make sure you can answer those questions because that's all people are wondering. Now, you can say something simple like, it increases your metabolism because this prebiotic is increasing Akkermansia, a healthy bacteria that's associated with weight loss. But, kind of define what you want to say, what sounds like you. But remember, most people are not familiar with prebiotics. Most people are not familiar with probiotics. Here's my prediction. They sure as heck will be. Okay. So you be the educators. You put it out there, educate on just a little bit. And then you're kind of getting them curious. Wait a minute. Why do I need to know about this word called prebiotic? I've never heard of that, but sounds like something's important here. So we want to educate, and that is one of our most important roles. So I'm very excited about the potential, but at the end of the day, I love the science, flipping out about the science. At the end of the day, I want to look good and feel good. both. Okay. I'm a woman. I want to look good and feel good. I am over the top excited about how good I feel. It's like it's taken it to a whole nother level. I feel very, very happy, but I also have like kind of this calm, balanced thing going on that I love. And I'm not typically like calm and balanced. Please don't ask my family about that. Yeah, I can be kind of extreme. But I just kind of like that calm, balance feeling, because I've been like in get it done mode. Like there's some stress trying to get some trainings ready and all this stuff. I mean, we're in focused, hyper mode, but I've also been like kind of calm about it all. And I just love how balanced I feel. I love the appetite suppression. I love the energy. I love the good sleep at night. And I love the fact that the scale is moving. So that is my 2 cents on the new Slim. I'm kind of over the top, over the moon, excited about it.
Can I ask you a question? Because I know
Yes.
I'm still kind of weaving through this. Are you approaching new customers with the new Slim differently as far as die-off? I just think it's a little important. I think we're going to have a little bit more different die-off with the new Slim, and I think it's a good thing to just let them know it's a good thing if they start having a little bit of or a little bit of bloating. I have IBS horribly. I think that's going to happen with people. But how, do you have any tips, advice on kind of embracing that and helping them push through? Because just what I've seen, people have already pushed through in just a week's time, and the clouds have parted for people. They are feeling great. So
I think it's so important if we set expectations. This is going to go so much better. It's when you don't set expectations, when you skip right to the part, I feel phenomenal. Now, my die-off is not real bad. The only day that I was uncomfortable is the day that I had 2. And it was just too much on my system. I was gassy. I was bloated. I got really tired that day. So it's just part of die-off. So I think we should really start people slowly. Start them with half a packet. Warn them anytime we're trying to heal the gut, anytime we're improving gut health, we fully expect die-off. I want you to be prepared for this. I want you to stay in close contact with me. Let me know what's going on. I want you to drink lots of water. This will not last. In fact, if you're experiencing some bad die-off, it shows you how important it is for this to happen. And sometimes depending on the person, I'll say, listen, if you're looking for a quick fix, Plexus is not it. Like you go down the street, Plexus is not a quick fix. It's not a magic bullet. We're truly, and I do like to use the word healing the gut. I don't use that online and on social media, but when I'm talking to somebody, because that's what we're doing, guys. And to heal the gut, it can take 6 weeks to 6 months. Let's prepare them. Let's set expectations. And again, what I've always done when I'm talking about triplex, I'm going to use the same wording. I always say the phrase, you're going to feel worse before you feel better. And I'll use that phrase, and I will try to say that phrase 3 different times so that they get it. And then I'm going to tell them, I'm going to coach you through this. We fully expect things to get a little bit worse, and then you're going to feel amazing. So the good stuff is coming. Be encouraging. Have some other tips. Have some detox things, articles, whatnot, saved in the notes section on your phone, and just prepare them, because they are going to have some detox and die-off. Everybody's going to be different, but it seems like with the girls who tested the product that theirs was very short-lived, a week to 2 weeks at the most, which is very interesting. So we just need to prepare folks.
Yes. Okay. No, I love that, because I think it's just good to not let that scare you, especially new people that might just have 2 customers to their name, and both of them may have had a headache or, are experiencing that bloating, and just know to push through to the other side and be that cheerleader for them. So absolutely.
Yeah, we need to definitely start them super slow. And then what some ambassadors are doing, because there's just an adjustment period for us, those of us who've been on Original Slim for a long time, our body's adjusting to the new, right? And the polydextrose has been removed. Whoop, whoop, that's a good thing, because some really crunchy folks were kind of flipping out over that. Mm-hmm. But I would, if you can, I would recommend do one new Slim and then one old Slim in the same day. as your body's adjusting. That's been my strategy so far, because I don't want to waste my old Slim. I know I'm still getting great benefits from that, and I'm kind of focused on weight loss right now. So I would recommend do one old, one new. My strategy has been to do one new in the morning and one old in the afternoon.
Okay.
And my die-off has not been bad, but I know some people's have been bad. And some people, like, they did great for 4 or 5 days and then some die-off hit. So it all depends on your system. There's really no easy, like, clear-cut answers.
Exactly. But it's a good thing if it's happening. It needs to happen.
It's a good thing. It's very important.
Okay, so I know inquiring minds want to know, like, what do you take? What's your regimen, kind of on the products? And it's kind of a two-part question, but when you just have the average Joe come to you, I assume you kind of recommend Triplex for most people, but kind of what regimen do you suggest for people to get started, and kind of knowing when to increase and decrease that ProBio 5, kind of, you know, from your perspective? I would love to hear.
I always recommend Triplex. I think especially when someone's trying to lose weight. Y'all, first of all, can we just say weight loss is complicated? If it was simple, then we'd all be super slim, right? I mean, it's not simple. It's more complicated than what we thought, because there's a lot of factors involved in weight loss. So in my mind, weight loss is about removing obstacles. So let's look at some common obstacles of losing weight. Gut health. Gut health can be a huge obstacle when someone is trying to lose weight. So even if someone has adopted a 110% clean, healthy diet, like they are kicking it, if their gut is not healthy, they cannot absorb the amazing nutrients in that very clean diet, okay? So gut health is a very big obstacle when it comes to losing weight. Guys, sometimes the obstacle is the fact that they're eating all the wrong stuff, okay? They're eating very poorly, or they're eating so much processed junk. They're eating too much sugar. They're just not looking at, they just don't know what to eat. They're eating all the wrong stuff. Sometimes they're drinking too much. Not that any of us would be guilty of that, but sometimes they're drinking too much. And those are a lot of empty calories. The other obstacle is all up here. They're emotionally eating, they're emotionally drinking, and like and they're not adding up, you know, oh goodness, what's this doing to my body? Sometimes the obstacle is that they're not moving their body. We cannot expect to take a supplement and it be a magic bullet, and we're going to sit back, eat whatever we want, and never move our body, and not reduce stress in our life, and then it's just going to fall off. Give me a break. It doesn't work that way. I wish it did. I really do, but it doesn't. So we've got to eliminate obstacles. I think another obstacle that I've seen, but way before Plexus, is people skipping meals. It messes up your metabolism. It messes up your blood glucose. So you have got to make sure you're getting healthy meals. And then here's my nutrition advice. I keep it simple. Protein, fruits, and vegetables. Trying to stick to real foods and not focusing on the overly processed junk, okay? It's kind of an 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you're doing really, really good. 20% of the time, you're getting in some treats, okay? So we can make it a lot more complicated than that, but people don't do complicated. Trust me, they cannot do complicated.
Let me mute everybody real quick.
Okay.
See it. It's not. Sorry, y'all.
No problem.
My screen slid over, and now I can't get it to slide back. Well, it's the weirdest thing. I've never seen it do this. Hold on. I can't. Hold on.
Can everyone just mute yourself?
Yeah.
If you're not already muted.
It's Christina's iPhone. If Christina could mute her iPhone.
Oh, wait. I see.
There's a few people that are still not muted.
I'm muted.
Okay. Oh. Shoot. I literally can't get over. I don't know why it won't let me. Okay. Well,
Okay.
go ahead. Sorry.
So my go-to is always triplex because I want to eliminate obstacles from the very beginning. Because also we know if your gut's not healthy, it doesn't matter how dang good the supplement is, your body can't fully absorb it if your gut's not healthy. So let's start with a clean slate. Let's heal that gut so they can get the maximum benefit from these supplements. So triplex is absolutely crucial when it comes to somebody who wants to lose weight. I love X Factor. Everybody needs a multivitamin. Why waste your money on junk from Target? Yes, everybody needs a multivitamin unless you're growing all your own food, raising all your own meat, and you've somehow managed to avoid the horrible toxic world that we live in. So yeah, everybody needs one. And hey, we like the hair and nail growth. Like speaking of, look at my dark roots. Like it's so time. Friday's my day. So everyone needs a multivitamin that can play a key role with weight loss, I feel like. And then the block. I mean, the reality is that we're not going to be perfect. So why don't we address that and have some block on hand for when we do go to a graduation party, a football game, a big birthday dinner for somebody. Let's block those carbs and sugars. So those are my favorites. I have a lot of favorites though. So my regimen, obviously triplex. I take BioCleanse X Factor in the morning. I will do. I also like Accelerator for me. It just kind of makes me feel happy. And I like the 5-HTP in there. That increases your serotonin levels. And then in the afternoon, I'll typically take 2 more capsules of BioCleanse and Accelerator. I'll utilize block on occasion before some meals where I'm like, oh, I do not want that. And then also at night, I take my ProBio 5 and I take my Mega X. So I drink my Slim usually mid-morning. With this new Slim, what they're recommending is that if you're focused on weight loss, take it 30 minutes before a meal. If you are just looking for the gut health benefits, the blood sugar balance benefits, the energy, take it anytime. And it is okay to drink 2 of the new Slim. But again, because we know it's healing your gut, don't start off with 2. Y'all, it's kind of like when we got Edge, and it clearly says 1, like take 1. Anytime you're trying something new with your body, take it slow, so the same can be said about new Slim, because people were taking like 2 Edge on an empty stomach and they're like, oh, this is awful. Well, I mean, follow directions, so take it slow anytime you're using a new product, and just be prepared yourself and prepare your folks for some type of die-off, because they're getting die-off from both the ProBio 5 and from the new Slim, because you're increasing healthy bacteria. Some of those healthy bacteria outside of the enzymes in ProBio 5, some of the healthy bacteria are actually destroying some overgrowth of the nasty stuff. So it just makes sense to me. So let's just prepare people. But that's my regimen. You asked like how I know to increase. I would love to say I've got something like I don't. I try to base it off that person. It's so important that you stay in close contact with them, no matter how they join you. If they join you as a customer or an ambassador, even if they join you as here's my pet peeve. If they join you as an ambassador, but they say, I don't want to work the business, please treat them like a customer. They need instructions, okay? So make sure you coach them well. Make sure they know, hey, I'm going to be checking in on you. And then as they tell you, okay, I've had some yucky stuff going on. One of my strategies, if somebody is struggling with detox, you can combine ProBio 5 and BioCleanse together at night. That can help reduce the symptoms of die-off. Ideally, from what we understand, those need to be separated. But if we know somebody's to struggle with detox, let's go ahead and combine those at the very beginning. Start slowly with 1 or 2, and then I like to slowly work our way up, but with everybody it's totally different. So if I see they've been on ProBio 5, they've been on 2 capsules for about 2 weeks, that die-off has subsided, they're doing pretty good, I'm going to get them to slowly bump it up to 1 more, to 3. And I just kind of base it on how they're feeling and what they're doing. Some people are going to be okay. They may not have a severe die-off, but everybody's different. So it's just important that we kind of meet them right where they're at.
Okay, no, that makes total sense, total sense. And I've got one question, because I know only you could probably answer this really well, that we get often. We do have a lot of greens in our team and health coaches, and people asking about clinical studies. What do you tell people when they are asking for more of that? What do you refer to?
Y'all, oh my word. Okay, so when I went to the home office, I have a team in Phoenix, so it's like the perfect chance. And so I said, I let my folks know there. I was like, hey, I'm going to be at the office. I was like, I'm there. Put me to work. Anything you need me to do. And so it was really fun because I got to meet with several different teams. Well, you know me, because the green comes out, and I got to meet with 2 of the scientists.
Oh.
It was like a fangirl moment, but I'm like talking to myself, Jennifer, chill out, act cool, act like, you know what you're doing. Like, don't freak out, because it's going to be too much. It's going to be too much. If you act like a cheerleader and start jumping up and down and bear hug them, like, you could scare the scientists. So they're used to working in a lab, not with all of us crazy happy ambassadors. So I did really good, but I loved talking to them. I can safely tell you that this is the direction we're going. Remember when Dr. Alan Yang joined us last year around this time? He is our vice president for research development, for research R&D, I don't know, research and development, product development. His background is extensive. He's a medical doctor, has a PhD. All of the nutritional research that he's done and has been published is phenomenal. So he's leading the helm. He's right under Cindy Latham. Cindy Latham is phenomenal, by the way. And then he's got a team of scientists. When they make a decision, you need to know they are not flippantly making a decision saying, well, see if this works. Like, they don't do that, y'all. It is based on science. It is based on studies, both clinical studies and laboratory studies. So let me show you something. Let me grab a catalog. Hang on. Okay. Mm-hmm. So one thing I want you to notice, because you're going to see this is our trend with our company, because remember, we are building a legacy company that gets it right. You are part of something big. So there is this balance. You're trying to achieve this balance between science and marketing. How do you do that? Because you do have those people who are like, where are the studies? First of all, we're not a drug company, okay? But secondly, so we don't have to have the studies. You need to know that. You do not have to have the studies. But guess what? There are studies. So if you will look in the new catalog, so these are the new ones, and we're going to have some new ones after convention. But on the product pages, look at the very bottom. You see there's some scientific references. Isn't that cool? So for your green personalities, they're like, well, what do you mean aloe increases the absorption? Is there any proof of that? As a matter of fact, there is. Look right here. They can look up those scientific references, okay? So the same thing on all of those product pages, but there are also studies with just our products. Here's my guess. And I had a gut feeling that we were going to get Slim like reformulated. That was my gut feeling, and I was right. So I think I'm right about this too. Do you notice when they presented the new Slim, they talked about one clinical study in humans. It was Slim versus a placebo, and it was Slim alone with the prebiotic in it, right? The new Slim. Mm-hmm. And they demonstrated weight loss. Okay, that's phenomenal. That was Slim alone. Mm-hmm. What do you want to bet that at convention, they're going to release a study that looks at triplex with our amazing ProBio 5, BioCleanse, and the new Slim that has a prebiotic with it, and you're going to see a big difference in weight loss. That's my gut feeling. That's what I'm hoping and praying for. So don't quote me on that, because I'm just guessing. But that is the direction we're going. So that when we say something, we can back it up with some science. Look at that human gut simulator, that scientifically validated study that they did. We're not guessing anymore. Okay. So this is the direction our company is going. They are making good, solid decisions. They're not just bringing something to the market quickly without any kind of thought process and extensive research and development. So I'm really loving the direction of this company.
Oh, absolutely. And you have, and I want to respect your time, and you've been on here just with amazing info. But what I love about you too is just your experience with your family and in oncology, and seeing the importance of healthcare versus sick care, and healing the root cause versus the Band-Aid. I know that's where my experience comes from, but what I love about your passion, and what I want this team to hear from you too, is just, I don't care if you don't have a testimonial yourself yet, or a huge testimonial. Maybe you didn't come into this in plexus with huge health struggles like a lot of us. So don't think that you can't share. Don't think that should ever inhibit you on what these products do for the masses, because we are healing root causes, which has that domino effect that we've seen. And I know for me, the products and what they did for me is what got me over my fear of sharing. That's what holds people back so much. But what hearing from you just breeds that passion into us, and just hearing, why we should be so excited about this. My team always hears, we can't bless people when there's shame, and we have so much to bless people with. Like you said, we're on the cutting edge of it. It's so exciting. So exciting.
And this is just about helping others, y'all. I could have said that. Well, I don't really have a dramatic testimony. There is nothing more rewarding than helping people. Mm-hmm. So I just encourage you, don't wait, because people are out there and they are suffering. They are struggling. And you know what? A lot of those people, because there's so much shame associated with struggling, they're probably not going to come to you. You have to go to them.
So true.
So if you truly have a heart for others, you will go to them, and you're going to be amazed. I want to prepare you, because your heart's going to break. You're going to go to somebody thinking, I think they would benefit from this. They're going to like it. And they're going to tell you their story, and your heart's going to break, because you're going to think, I had no idea how much they were struggling. I had no clue. They've been struggling and just trying to put on a good face. A mother very rarely says, I can barely get out of bed, or I'm stuck at home because of X, Y, or Z issue. Mm-hmm. People are suffering. People are struggling. So do you want to help? If you say you want to help and you have a heart for others, you got to back it up and do something about it. So don't wait. And I'm going to remind you too, if you're struggling, more people can relate to you in your struggles, not in your strengths. Y'all, you don't have to have everything figured out. You don't have to have a big, ginormous testimony. This is just a matter of showing somebody you care. People don't want you to be interesting. They want you to be interested. You need to talk less and listen more. They don't need to know all the science. They might just need an understanding ear, someone who genuinely gives a crap. And I know that sounds harsh, but y'all, we live on these stupid phones, and we're like this. Do you know how valuable it is when somebody looks someone else in the eye and says, I'm so sorry you've been going through that. Mm-hmm. Girl, I'm going to help you through that.
Amen.
And here's the worst case scenario. If it doesn't work for them, they're going to get their money back. There's no risk. Why not try? They've tried everything else. They've tried the expensive medications. It's not making a difference. Why not try this? So I encourage you, but it takes getting out of your comfort zone. Y'all, I'm doing stuff to get out of my comfort zone every day. I'm going for no's. Have y'all read that book? I'm going for no's. I'm getting no's. It's kind of funny because my no's recently, they were like, that's okay. I'm just going to eat healthy. And these are like old customers. And I'm like, why didn't you, I want to say, I have not, because I was like, that's so good for you. But I want to go, why in the heck did you not eat healthy when you were taking Plexus in the first place?
Yeah.
Hello, love your friend, the dietitian. So anyway.
Girl, and she is blowing up, y'all. I just have to kind of praise on you for a second, brag on you. I mean, like, I'm on Celeste's core page with her, and every day it's the Jennifer Pickett show. It's like, Jennifer's added 3 level 1s today. Jennifer's added 8 level 1s this month. Jennifer won this contest. I mean, leaders board, last week or this week? She's just all level 1s. You're doing amazing. And just
I'm trying.
I know you work so hard. And
I'm trying to practice what I preach. And y'all, this is really about reaching out to people. And when I reach out to people, it's not everybody's the same. So I'm not always saying, hey, let me tell you about Plexus, because, oh my word, I don't want to come across like a salesperson. Right. Hey girl, I saw that your son earned this award. That is fantastic. How are you guys doing? I'm just trying to get conversations started. Even though right now I'm like in hyper mode, like I'm flipping out over the new Slim, I still have to tell myself, Jennifer, breathe. You're going to scare people off. Still just do what you've been doing. So, y'all, this is a work in progress for all of us. So, I mean, every jewel that you talk to, they will tell you they're having to work it, getting out of their comfort zone. But this is the most rewarding job you'll ever have. If you're not taking advantage of this time, you're going to miss out, and you're going to be really sad. Really, really, really sad.
Yes, absolutely. And we've lived and learned that. I mean, just waiting to share, letting our fear over, and this is like a brand new time to start sharing with a new version of Slim. I mean, and on the products coming out at convention, it's the momentum's there, excitement's there. So Jen, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Vessel for Plexus, for the company, for all of us. You always breathe passion into me, and everyone around you just absolutely loves you and is grateful that you're one Plexus you always share so selflessly, and we just love you. So
you're so sweet. Love y'all.
Gone and poured into us. I know my team is just ecstatic. So, and I guess we'll be seeing you in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, very soon.
Okay.
All right. Love y'all. Have a good day.
Love you, hon. Y'all have a good Wednesday, guys. Thanks for jumping on. Bye.